What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here. Who the hell are you? Why are you standing right next to me?
I'm Brian Marshall.
He is Brian Marshall. Brian, the main man himself. This is my coach, the Olympic lifting coach. So Brian, give a little background. Who are you and what are your accomplishments?
Well, I've been in Olympic weightlifting for about 10 years now, maybe a little bit over. 7-time provincial champion in Ontario.
7 times? Not bad.
7 times.
Not bad. 7 times.
7 times.
All right.
Record holder for the snatch for the province of Ontario as well. Still got it for a little bit longer anyway.
Yeah, master of the snatch.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
That's phenomenal. Lifts. What do you compete in? What were your lifts?
I competed in 2 weight classes: 77 kilos, which is about 170 pounds, and 85 kilos, which is about 187 pounds. Although I was never, ever that big. No. I was a little guy. My competition best lifts for the 77 kilo weight class were 128 kilo snatch, 155 kilo clean and jerk. And for the 85 kilo weight class, in training, I've snatched 142 kilos, which is like 315 pounds, and clean and jerk 170, which is like 380 something. I don't know.
That's a lot of weight, dude. Okay, so you lift. For those that don't know, those are some very impressive numbers for an Olympic lifter. What else? Like, have you coached people? What is also then? You're not just a lifter, because it's not only enough to lift. You must also teach. Okay, explain them. Explain why I'm so hyped to have you as my coach.
So, first of all, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Not really sure. Other than
we like Van Halen.
Possibly the hair, and we like Van Halen.
Yeah, we like Van Halen.
Yeah. So I've been coaching for a number of years as well, teaching courses throughout the country and the U.S. under the OliWOD banner. Yeah. So we provide programming courses for people that want to get into weightlifting.
Right.
As well as at my gym, Journey to Excel, we've got some beginner. Yeah, we got some beginner weightlifters there, which is pretty fun. Yeah. And then got to pay the bills.
You got to pay. So what do you do? What do you do to pay the bills?
So I'm also a strength coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Marlies organization.
That's
they're okay.
They're not. Some people, it's funny when I announced to you and I said, oh yeah, he also is the strength coach for the Maple Leafs. Boo! They're like the last team in the league, and they started talking about Phil Kessel. I'm like, you think he actually influences Phil Kessel's diet? Like,
it's not because of a lack of lifting.
Yeah, it's not because of a lack of snatch progression, in his training routine. Yeah. Okay, so explain also, because there's some confusion when I announced it. First of all, I uploaded on April Fool's, so people are like, is he even serious? Oh, we're fucking serious. Secondly, what's the difference between, say, powerlifting, like the 3 movements, the squat, bench, and deadlift, and then Olympic lifting?
First of all, welcome to the dark side.
Oh, it's the right side.
The real side.
The sit side.
The right side.
Yeah.
So the differences between powerlifting and Olympic lifting, I think there's always a big misconception. A lot of people watch people doing the snatch and the clean and jerk, and they say, oh, that's cool, that's powerlifting, because it's powerful. But that is Olympic style weightlifting. No. That is been around for hundreds of years. It's at the Olympic Games. It's a legit sport, has been for years and years and years. Not that powerlifting isn't, but powerlifting is very different. You've got the squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah. Those are 3 movements you're trying to increase.
3 movements in powerlifting. Different organizations, so there's a slight variation in the rules in each organization.
Right.
In terms of equipment, there's slight variations in the equipment you can use in powerlifting.
Yeah.
Olympic lifting is pure and simple. One organization that governs the entire sport.
Nice. One ring to rule them all.
And there's a clean and jerk. The rules are simple no matter where you come from, no matter what coaching style you have, and the equipment is simple. Okay. There aren't any.
Right.
Yeah. You use spandex.
Right. Spandex is all you need. Yeah.
Spandex
no raw. Right. That's like when we said, like I said in the previous video, like your best squat was like your 170 something. You did like a 550, but it was like ATG high bar, full depth, no sleeves, no belt, probably no shirt.
No shirt.
Yeah. Just increase the lift more.
No. Anytime you go for a max, it's especially good to not have a shirt on, just in case. Like if it's on video,
then you look good, man.
It looks pretty good.
Then you look awesome. Yeah. Okay. So also maybe one of the misconceptions too is the fact that when it comes to weightlifting, that you don't train the squat and deadlift. They are, can you talk about it, major assistance movements? Yeah,
in fact, in a proper Olympic weightlifting program, your frequency of squatting is, at least 5 times a week. If you're doing a more Bulgarian or high volume method, you are doing multiple workouts a day, a squat in almost every one of those sessions, so the frequency of squatting is huge.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of Olympic weightlifters have, kind of impressive physiques. They've got a lot of density and muscle mass, and they look lean. They look hard. It's because of the volume.
They look hard. Brian Marshall, 2015.
Yeah, you can quote that.
You can hold that. You can quote me on that. No, okay, yeah. Keep going, man. So, also another thing I wanted to say though too is I felt like when I was doing general strength training, like I was training the squat, bench, and deadlift, it has set me up to kind of like enter weightlifting because I have a strength base, and now it's time to increase kind of that complexity.
Absolutely. Right? I feel you're in a good situation right now to transfer over into Olympic weightlifting because you're already as strong as a bull. Things off the ground feel light to you. When we do these Olympic lifting movements, it's going to be a breeze.
A lot of pressure, coach. I'm just going to let you know that.
Yeah, don't let me down.
I won't, okay. If not, we'll just delete the footage, but yeah.
I would say the only difference is, like the sport of Olympic weightlifting requires a lot of mobility. It requires a lot of agility, speed, coordination. Technique obviously is very important.
There's a lot of things it requires. Can you rattle them off again, Brian?
Yeah, so I would say the number one thing that most people don't realize is to be a good weightlifter, you have to have a lot of mobility in all the major joints, like hip, ankle, shoulder. You also have to have a lot of coordination. It's hard to throw a barbell overhead and make it look pretty. You also need speed, technique, and strength is one of the easiest things to obtain once you have those. So, like you have strength in abundance, which is going to be great, but now we just need to refine some of those other skills to get you lifting weights over your head and make it look as easy as possible.
Now, Brian, one of the last questions, why do you think people want to do weightlifting? Can you give me like a spiel, like why someone watching, why should they get into weightlifting? Like what's the appeal of weightlifting, Brian?
I mean, for me the appeal is that it's just fun. There's no question about it. Ripping a bar off the ground, throwing it overhead, and then throwing it back down again is fun. It's the most fun you can have with your pants on in the gym.
Right, exactly. Another quote from Brian, 2015.
You should go on t-shirts. It's really fun. I find it addictive, and you know, the bar never has a bad day. So there's always that struggle of like coming into the gym and you're like, oh my god, is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? And it's just cool, you know, to overcome that and get a good lift. You feel great doing it and make some noise, right?
Okay, now Brian, moving forward, what type of content, what's the training approach that we're going to take, and then what style of content we're going to put up?
So knowing that you like to look good just as much as you like to lift heavy things.
Yeah, they're very important. Athletic aesthetic, baby.
We're going to employ...
I want those forearms, Brian. Can you show those forearms? Look at what the... Those things are like Popeyes. Anyways.
We're going to employ more of a Russian method or a conjugate style method using an undulating periodization. So we're gonna have that method that, you know, is tried, tested, and true. A lot of the elite weightlifters right now use it, like the Klokovs, the Chinese lifters. Like you'll notice about them, they're strong as hell in every single lift. Not just the Olympic lifts, but everything. And they look good.
We're basically taking someone just getting into weightlifting, myself, an expert coach, going through the journey, also showing the technique, the tips, everything to help people out when it comes to Olympic lifting.
Exactly. We're going to take you from ground zero.
From right here.
From right about here.
Right about here.
And we're going to bring you all the way up to the level of weightlifter.
Honestly, Brian, I'm super pumped about this whole thing, man. I want people in the comment section below to post what they want to see in terms of content, right? Make sure to like the damn video because we're going to have Brian on here at least one time a week going over like technique, tips, whatever is necessary to try and educate people on Olympic weightlifting.
Love it.
Yeah, and if they like the video, make sure to like the damn video. I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Let's lift some heavy ass weight.
Let's do it.